Here we are.
Yes, welcome back. Grit and Grace with Jennifer and Merideth. Saturday mornings from 8 to 9. And we had to take a quick break because, we got to handle business. But we wanted to get back because we've got JR with Guns to Hammer Construction in the house. And I found out about this great organization through, a family member. She was telling me, my mama, she was telling me how great they are. And she was so right. I go onto Facebook. I start learning more about them. And Jen and I both just fell in love with the idea of a company or organization that wants to make a difference and isn't going to wait, idly by. They took it in their hands, started making their own campaign, getting out their grassroots campaign to make awareness. So right before the break, we were talking about just how much of a great response you've gotten from the community. So, okay, so you had been you got your escort into Vegas, right? And then you said you got a call from a gentleman named, what was it?
So his name was Dan.
Yeah.
And of course I'm driving 70 in the Jeep and it's windy. So I've got my headset on and he said, "Hey, is this JR with Guns to Hammers?" I said, "Yes, it is." And he said, "Hey, my name is Dan and I am Vice President of Marketing for Jeep out of Toledo, Ohio." And of course I pulled over, came to a screeching.
Yeah, you're like, "Oh, I'm sorry, hold on just a moment."
Yeah. And so he told us that actually Jeep out of Toledo had been following us on Facebook. And they were just blown away by what we were doing. They loved the fact that we were doing it in a Jeep, as Jeeps are in the military go way back.
Right.
And asked us if we would be interested in going by their facility and have restricted access to their facility so they could put a professional photographer on the Jeep. And they wanted to take the picture of the Jeep in front of their veteran statue and stuff like that. So, of course, I absolutely, and of course he lined up the local media for us. So when we got there, they rolled the red carpet out for us and they were taking pictures of the Jeep and us. And of course they loved the paint job and it was, or the wrap, I should say. That was just, and of course now they're lined up to be our first major corporate sponsor. They took the pictures, they posted it on their website, they put us in their union magazine, and now, as I said, we're primed for corporate sponsorship from them, and they're already talking about us coming back next year. So, this trip, it was one thing after another, and we don't have enough time today on the radio to be able to express everything that happened, and it was almost divine, some of the things that was happening. Mm-hmm. And it just made us feel like we're absolutely doing the right thing here. I mean,
not to kind of interrupt you, but I got to let listeners know, if you're not in in tune with a lot of marketing and how corporate sponsorships work, I got to tell you that when corporate sponsors, reach out to an organization to sponsor them, they don't just go to anybody. In essence, they make sure that it's going to be a top-notch organization, that they're doing exactly, matching the same kind of level or quality of branding that they give. So you can imagine with Jeep being around for decades upon decades, they've got a top-notch program. So when they find out that there's another organization, yes, of course, there's that Jeep connection, but more than anything, they know what an impact you're making. And it's those grassroots foundation like Guns to Hammer Construction that really can make a difference in the world. And it's something that, we all get excited about the big name brands, but our day in and day out are really the heroes like yourselves and your organization that come in and say, "I'm putting a face to this and I'm going to help make it right." And that's exactly what y'all do.
So, hero, I think is not to downplay what you're saying. I'm not a hero. The guys we're helping are heroes. I'm just an American. I'm a veteran, and I believe in our country. And I feel like, we can't rely on government for everything. And the generosity that's in our community, our, companies out there want to contribute and do this. And so I'm just rallying the troops as well. I'm doing and bringing these people together, and we're going to do a lot of good. There's veterans we've already worked for. We've already got a few jobs under our belt in the short time. We're about ready to start a job in San Antonio for a Vietnam veteran who's about ready to be in a wheelchair. They actually heard about us on the Fox News station there in San Antonio. We've got one in New Caney we're about ready to do, hopefully in the next couple weeks. But this takes money, and the thing is these jobs aren't just a couple $100. I mean, when we're going in to do this type of work, it's several $1,000s, $4,000 to $5,000 minimum. The one in San Antonio is going to cost closer to 12. We're having to kind of retrofit his whole house.
Sure.
And so, that's why we have to get corporate sponsors, and we have to have a good, steady supply of donors that are willing to give money on a regular basis, because we can't make a huge impact just because these projects just cost what they do.
Absolutely. And that's to be said. We want to encourage all our listeners. Number one, okay, I was telling you earlier, get out your pen and paper or get on your computer, because I've got some instructions. I need you to go onto Facebook. You've got an account. If you don't get an account, you need to go on and like their page, okay? First of all, rule number one, guys, go on to Guns to Hammers Construction on Facebook, like their page. Then I want you to share their page to yours and your feed, just so you can, again, the awareness is going to be key for these guys to continue with their success. And then number three, go on to their website, check out more about them, and see how you can contribute either personally. I mean, certainly the big sponsorships will be able to help with making a mainstream impact across the nation. But I know that any support, whether it be from volunteers or, in nominal donations that they can get from anyone in the community to make an impact, will be welcome. And of course, if you know a vet that needs this assistance, that too is something that you could check out online, correct?
Absolutely. So we're actually encouraging people to sponsor a veteran. If they have the means, any company, anybody out there that wants to sponsor a specific veteran, all they have to do is just hook us up, let us know who they are, and we'll make it happen.
See, and I love that. You bring, first you bring such a personal face, and passion to this, because it does affect not only the veterans' lives, but I mean, also the family surrounding it. There's so much of this, like you had mentioned, the POW of the modern day, in essence, when they're back here, that we don't need to be silent about this, in essence, invisible trauma. They need to be made aware, and we need to make a difference. So that means if you can give $1 a day, give $1 a day. That's $30 a day. Those things add up, and it may not seem like a lot from your personal perspective, but it means a lot to these teams. Now, also, if you've got a corporation, or a company, or maybe someone that has that kind of means to be able to give back, maybe they're going and planning all these vacations. There are better ways that you can utilize that money and make a difference, and it's not something that's going to just be thrown into the bank. It's something that gets utilized to go get the hardware, go get all the materials, and get the project done. And it's amazing. And I know we only got probably a minute left. So really quick, we want to tell our listeners just a quick way to reach out to you again on Facebook, right? On Guns to Hammer Construction.
Yeah. So come onto our Facebook page, throw us a like and a share. That'll be huge. Feel free to message us. I'm really big on replying to those. Come onto our website, gunstohammers.org or .com, and sponsor. $20, $10, $100, whatever you can afford. Forward it to somebody. Forward our mission to other people that you feel are able to contribute. I mean, this is really, really important stuff. We've got a ton of vets in our community here in Houston, surrounding areas. Conroe, I'm sure, has plenty of vets that need help.
Absolutely. And that's something too. And I know I'm going to connect you with Doug on our vet talk show that he does once a month, because I know, just being, of course, in the military, veterans, y'all are all connected. It's a huge family. And although I never got the opportunity to really be able to partake in the military, or certainly know my family members that were, I'm an American, and I just admire any and every sacrifice that you and all veterans make, all those in the military. And I'm sure, we take it lightly, because, it's a luxury, this freedom, us right here talking, being able to share about things, but we can make a difference. And that freedom, when we have that freedom, that's our responsibility, is to help those that make it happen. So
yes, our listeners can also check out our Facebook page. I just posted.
Oh, thank you.
For Guns to Hammer. So let's help them help our veterans. They are essentially our veterans.
Thank you, Jen. And you're so right, because I want I want to challenge our listeners today. You know, we have a wonderful platform where we get to have so many great guests in the community. And today, this, you know, Guns to Hammers Construction really hit home with Jen and I. So we really challenge you, make a difference. I want you to go onto Facebook, like them, share them. Also, go onto their website. Find a way that you can support them, whether it be by volunteering, helping with maybe some of the administrative. You know, there is a way. Whatever you have, whatever skill or talent you have, they can utilize it. Okay, and of course, if you've got a means nominally to support
Monetarily.
Oh, thank you. Good night. Thank you. The PayPal. That is right. That's going to be fantastic. And that's something you can set up. And I imagine we can explore ways, you know, if you need help for doing auto pay or whatever, but make it happen today, guys. This is something that really will impact everybody. And I'm telling you, nothing would bring somebody more joy. I mean, imagine yourself, even if you weren't in the military, and I know we're going over time, and I'm sorry, Hefe, you can get upset. I'm sorry. But imagine that you had some kind of, you were disabled in any fashion, whether you know, these fingers that we take for granted, you know, these feet, and all of a sudden you have no access. And we're independent people. We were just talking about it earlier, and you are not able to all of a sudden go to the bathroom on your own, get out of the house, be able to go around the house. You know, what if you can't get out of the bed? I mean, these are things that can be corrected, but it's organizations like Guns to Hammer Construction that make it happen. Unless you're really gifted with, you know, a lot of money in the bank to make it happen, it's going to be such a challenge for them. But today you can make a difference. And I say that seriously because I know we're a very light and loving show, as always, and we love y'all. But every now and then when we find something serious we got to bring to your attention, that's what we do. So, again, I challenge you. Make me proud, guys. You get out there, get on Facebook, like and share, and get connected on PayPal. You know, JR, you're amazing. Thank you so much. And I just want to, again, thank you for your service. But more than anything, just please, you know, every time you hug and share, you know, or hug and, you know, handshake all your candidates, everyone you help, please just know it's coming from us too, because we just, this is really close to our heart. So I'm getting awful clipped. I'm like, oh, this is just amazing. So really appreciate you coming out.
Well, thanks so much for having us.
You know, and so, yeah, so we're going to kind of end it over time. I know we'll get in trouble, but we'll get our hand slapped for that. We'll do that anytime, right? For our vets. That being said, this is Grit and Grace with Jennifer and Merideth.
Yes.
Catch us next Saturday. And more than anything, you know, make us proud.
That's right. And have a great week.
Yeah, have a great week. Start it off by making a difference, and then you have a good one. Report back to us so we can share it too. Can't wait to support ourselves. Y'all take care. Thanks again for listening to Grit and Grace. We'll catch you next week. Thanks so much for tuning in this week, guys. Be sure to check us out every Saturday live, 8 to 9 on Conroe's FM 104.5 and 106.1. Also on irlonestar.com. But more importantly, subscribe. Let us know what you want to hear. Leave us your comments, right? Yeah. We want to hear from you, all right? Check us out online, too. Where can they find us online? Damn it, woman, that's what you're supposed to say, the social media. Grit and Grace Texas at gmail.com. Online, all our social media platforms are at Grit and Grace Texas. Be sure to connect with us, guys.